Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? Let us know what you're reading, and we'll just go ahead and start with that so I don't forget. And so, Tiffany, what are you reading?
I am reading number 2 in the Kensington Chef Cozy Mystery Series by Nell Hampton, who is Nancy Coco. I can't remember. Oh, the title is Lord of the Pies. I approve. And then on ebook, I'm reading Vanilla Bean Vengeance, which is the first book in the Claire's Candle series, which is part of my 23 series to start 23. And that is the last series. I only started 21, but no, 20, because one I looked for, and I can only find it if I buy it physical, and I can't even read it to see it. So I'm just taking it off. It's not worth it. And the other two I started, and I just really
Didn't like them.
So I am at book 20 of new series, and that is the end of that challenge.
Nice.
But like, how many new series did you start?
Well, that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about how many series I've started or will start that aren't on this list between September and January or the whole year. We're just talking about that list, Storm.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get to the topic at hand.
I feel you, because it's like every time I knock one off in a series, it's like I add a new series. So it's like,
I know. I feel like this is a free for all. I feel like it's going to be bad, Storm, because I feel like I conquered that challenge so quick that the rest of the year should just be a free for all where I can start anything I want. I know. I love this idea.
Not continue in any of those.
On your challenge and start book 2.
Right.
Oh,
that's crazy talk. Who would do such a thing?
That is crazy talk, especially because my list for 24 right now has 72 books on it for 24 series I want to start in 24. It has 72 series. So I figure if I start some of those now, then I still can start 24.
There you go.
There you go.
I know it's like I'm doing the second in September and stuff, but I think I've added just as many first books in September as I have second books. So.
Absolutely.
How about you, Lee? What are you reading?
I finished today After Anna, which was the thriller I was reading. 4.5 stars. I just thought just one little thing could have been different. I'm going to continue with Rangers, RVs, and Revenge. And then at work, because I needed another audio, I started Vanderbilt by Anderson Cooper.
Ooh, okay.
Just kind of like a tale of how his family was like, the richest in the world, and not so much anymore. How they spent less than 100 years squandering all their money. So,
which is
I can do it. Take me less time. Give me the challenge.
I accept.
I want the money to try.
I just walk into the bookstore and go poof.
The funny thing is, he still gets from the Vanderbilt estate. He still gets $12 million a year. So that's how much they've squandered. He's not hurting for the money. So
good Lord.
Yeah.
I would like to squander and still get that much money.
Right? Good Lord.
And I think it's him, and there's another actor that's also another Vanderbilt. I'll look him up. I can't remember his name, though. But he's another famous actor, too.
Interesting.
So.
Are you feeling better?
I feel okay.
Good.
Thank you for asking. How are you doing, Sarah? What's up? What are you reading?
I've had another crap day today. Just to say, the doctors, because I had another doctor's appointment today, it wasn't great. More testing needs to be done. Things need to be looked at. Nothing is happening right now. We're just paving the way that nothing happens down the road, or whatever's going to happen is going to be a long way off, essentially. Yeah. So they have upped, unfortunately, my water pill. And I was talking about this before we came on camera last night.
We were talking about that yesterday.
Anyone else who's on a water pill? I now take double the amount all of a sudden. And I'm like, oh my. And I said to my doctor, I'm like, so do I take one in the morning and like one before bed? She goes, oh God, no. She goes, do not take it before bed. She goes, take it with your dinner.
Give yourself the time, or you're never going to get a full night's sleep.
Yeah. So we were having a good laugh.
Oh my
But
goodness.
I have not felt much like reading today. Like, okay, so I was reading Stars and Smoke on my way to the hospital, and I just kind of really lost interest in it. I guess maybe because I had it put aside for so many days, and I just to try and get back into it, So I'm like, that's not what I'm feeling like. I'm just kind of in a mood right now that I just need something cozy. So I put it out there on the group, Cozy Mysteries. And thank you, Sonia, for pointing that one out. I did start listening to it because I found the first one at the library, but it's not what I was into. So I did find I'm in the mood for Christmas. I want a Christmas book. So I'm doing Christmas Wishes at the Chocolate Shop by Jessica Redland. It's on Audible, or it's on Hoopla. It's one of the little British, right? And I thought this is exactly what I want. But now Jessica Lynn, who has shown me the Spookathon, I've now become obsessed. And it's so funny because this afternoon I was thinking to myself, I'd really like to maybe start like a TBR game. So I might have to take that and borrow some ideas from it to do one that's for year round. So that's what I might actually
be doing. She used to do Becca's Bookopoly like every month, but she kind of, I guess, burned out with TBRs because she decided she was more of a mood reader or whatever, and it was stressing her out, and she was having some anxiety and stuff. So now she does it like as a readathon and things like that, or she'll do a vlog where Bookopoly chooses her TBR for that vlog or something like that.
That's fun.
It's less stressful on her and things, but yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing something similar, but doing it week to week, like going back to my weekly TBRs, because I was looking at my regular one for the rest of this month, and I'm like, I don't want to read any of these. I just want to read something else. So I'm like, I think I'm going to go back to weekly and see what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I do like I did like the whole month, but yeah, like I think half of my books that I've read this month haven't actually been on the TBR, but it's always fun to see how many I actually get off of the TBR.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. Yeah. For sure.
It's like, let's see how well we do with this month.
Well, that's why I like that a lot of people always say pile of possibilities.
Possibilities, exactly. So I could still see myself doing like a TBR video for like the month, but it not be a TBR, be it a pile of possibilities. And here's the readathons that I'm doing. Here's some suggestions, kind of an idea, right?
Well, so, like my seconds in September, I said this isn't nearly the amount of like seconds that I can do. So it's like I'm okay. I went off, but they're still like seconds. They're just not the ones on my TBR. Or I read book 1, and now it's like, oh, now I can do book 2.
Right.
But here I'm doing a book 4. It's kind of bittersweet because it is the last in the Whispering Pines, which is the extinction that I've been talking about. This is definitely spooky, middle grade. And if you like Stranger Things, I definitely think you would like this series. It's very Stranger Thing feeling. And it just, like me and Sherry were talking about it, it just like, you're just like on the run right as soon as it starts. It was like, oh. All this stuff is happening already. And I have other books over here, but I'm pretty sure that's probably what I'm going to be reading. I did start, I finished an audiobook, SOS by Tom Phillips, which is the second in the Curious League of Detectives and Thieves. So I did have a second that wasn't on my list. And then I have The Raven Thief by Gigi Pandian, which is the second in the Secret Staircase series.
Are you liking it?
I just started. I'm like 9% in. I think this is going to be do I keep on with the series or not? Because I was okay with the first one, but I'm just like, I need to see.
Yeah, I was on the fence after the first one too. So that's why I was wondering how it was.
Yeah, but yeah, so far, I don't really have any feels because I just started it. I just started a little while ago. So, but yeah, so that's what I'm doing. But it's probably going to be the ebook.
I wanted to show you all this because it says it's a kid thing, and I was looking for kids' Halloween books to put on my Halloween, and I found this book called Creepy Pair of Underwear, and it's a little rabbit-looking thing, and then it's a little neon pair of underwear that also has like a face. It's a kid's thing, and it's just called Creepy Pair of Underwear.
I feel like that looks so much like the cover of the Halloween readathon. I think you should read that one.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, that's funny though. Yeah, I was looking for some not so spooky books so that I could look at them real quick, because if they're like picture books or if they're like really short reads, I could like read them. So I've actually read like 2 or 3 of those today.
Oh wow,
Well,
that's
I am
awesome.
waiting. I need a scaredy cat.
And so then I can because I haven't really read a whole lot, but I was but there's so many cute ones there, and I was like, oh, this looks cute, and stuff, and it's like, yeah, it's only like 34 pages, and it's like not hardly any words on there, so it's like, let's go through these and see if I can find anything.
Yeah,
I think Tiffany too. You could use a lot of Babysitters Club, just anything like number 2 with the Phantom phone calls.
yeah.
Dawn was always doing like haunted.
Oh, Dawn and the
stuff.
Haunt, or not the Haunted. Oh, what is it? It's book number 9.
Yes, I know it's
Book
9.
10.
I just can't think of it. Dawn and the Haunted.
Dawn, the Hidden Staircase.
Hidden Staircase. Is that it?
I think so. I can see the cover.
Yep.
I have no
Yep.
clue.
She's going up with her sweater on. I can picture it exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm on number 5 just in the series, and I am going to read number 3 with you, Lee. And yeah, I'll probably try to get to a couple more. I was just looking for. I don't read that many middle grade kids, and I think what I've read the couple times you guys have given me. Like, I like Mr. Limoncello or whatever that was. I really enjoyed that, and I enjoyed the other one that Storm told me to read about the little boy that goes and volunteers at the nursing home.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can't think of what it's called, but yeah, the
and
old
whatever.
Or, yeah, something like that.
Something
Eddie
like
Eddie whatever or something.
Eddie whatever.
whatever.
I don't know where I got bitten.
Yeah.
It was Eddie whatever, and so I'm like, oh, maybe I need to find. And I've seen some ones that look really cute, but I just saw that one and I was like, that's hilarious. And then I see people down here being like, it's part of a series. It's part of a series. The Creepy Carrot. So it must be popular. Him in his flooded underwear.
That's cool, yeah.
Yeah.
There's Desmond Cole, Ghost Patrol. I think those are your type of books too.
Cole.
I've read 2 of them out of this series so far. They're cute. And Barb says, good afternoon, friends. Picked up Drums of Autumn. It feels like fall, so you know what that means. That is right. Cozy Big Book September.
Yay.
Also, my boyfriend's son said he bought a camera and wants me to start a YouTube channel. So
Yes.
Do it,
Yes.
Do it, Barbara. Although you might want to start a comedy YouTube channel. I'm just saying. I think I would watch and just laugh. You should totally start a YouTube
Comic
channel.
relief. Bookish comic relief.
Yeah.
Let us know if you have any questions.
there you
Yes,
go.
for
There's
sure.
your channel name right there, The Bookish Comedian.
There you go. I like it. I approve.
There you go.
And Sarah Beth says, I took a Minecraft 3-tier cart. I think that's what that is, maybe, or mint.
Mintcraft, I think.
Mint.
And made for crocheting. I'm new to this hobby, but it's what I want to do as another hobby. I'm excited. Birthday's coming next month, and I asked for crochet things. Oh, that is
Excellent.
cool. From her Amazon wish list. I hope you get all kinds of good crocheting stuff. Hi, Emily. Hi, Flush Free Gal says, hi, all. Happy Monday. I'm reading The Nurse tonight. Bit gritty and murdery story.
Ooh,
Nice.
Sounds fun.
okay.
And Tina says, hi, y'all. I'm reading Tribute by Nora Roberts and Counted Corpse by A.C.F. Dickens.
Excellent.
Yeah, I seen you were trying to catch up to Nicole from the Dusty Book Sniffer and her buddies. They're reading that one all year long or whatever. And I've seen her make little comments in her Discord on each book and goes through it. And hi, Kat. She says, hi, everyone. I'm reading Pros and Cons by Amanda Flowers, the second book in the Magical Bookshop series. Emerson the cat is doing some sleuthing. Yay. It's a good series. Hi, Nadine says, hi, everyone. I am continuing to read Betrayal and Death by J.D. Robb, number 12 in the Death series.
Nice.
Hi, Kat. She says, happy Monday, everyone. I hope you're doing well and your week is a great start. I'm reading a couple short stories from the Miss Marple, the complete short stories. Cool.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Hi,
Thank you.
Calico says, hi, y'all. I'm reading Rachel Griffith's Summer Days at the Sunflower Street. It is from a cozy seasonal series of novellas that are kind of like a modern version of Mitford or Fair Acres or Darlene, Alabama.
Oh, I love it.
Nice.
Oh, I'm going to look that one.
Hi, Anita says, hi, everyone. Tonight I'm reading Poached and Puzzling by Daryl Woodgover. Cool. Hi, Amy says, hi, everyone. Currently reading Zodiac Academy, The Awakening as Told by the Boys by Carolyn Peckham and Suzette Valenti. I'm also reading Electric Idol by Katie Roberts tonight.
Nice.
That's a couple of like kind of paranormally spicy type things.
Mm-hmm.
And Emily says, "Hello everyone. I'm reading book Virgin River because of Storm's review of the series. So I thought I wanted to try. Yay! I hope you like it. It's definitely less dramatic than the TV show." And Cajun says, "Hi everyone. I'm reading The Clutch of Eggs, A Tale from Windbury Burrows, number 3. Yeah, my friend Barb and I we were on our lookout for another small town series, and we're gonna do one by Ray Anthony, I think.
Nice.
Ooh, yeah.
Harvest Point, I think it's called, or Haven Point. Haven Point.
Yes.
Yeah.
I told her we could start it in December because the first book was a Christmas book.
Or
No
Cheryl
English.
Woods has a couple good ones. Cheryl Woods, but yeah, Ray and Payne has multiple that are really good.
The Chesapeake Shore series is one that I can absolutely recommend. Fool's Gold by Susan Mallory is another one I can recommend.
Fool's Gold is amazing. Lucky Harbor by Jill Shalvis. Is
or Heartbreaker Bay by her as well.
Two of my favorites.
Yep.
Fool's Gold is really good.
We'll never run out of small town ones. It sounds like
no, God no.
You're
like her kind too. She liked the small town type thing. So I was like, what is?
Well, one of you guys said Lucky Harbor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's on my list. So
yeah, and Heartbreaker Bay does take place in San Francisco, but it's in like a very small apartment community, so you get that small town feel anyway.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've read one from that series.
Jill Shalvis can get a little extra spicy.
Yes,
not Tessa Bailey spicy, but
more spicy than Ray. On
a sliding scale.
Well, it's like the spice part I can handle if it's like the scenes I can just fast forward through them or flip through them or whatever. It's the talking all the time that I can't skip like Tessa Bailey, or I miss half the book.
Yeah.
And Mitzi says, "Hey everyone, I'm so excited. My copy of Autumn Chills came today. It's a special edition of Agatha Christie short stories. So I'll be reading that."
Exciting.
Cajun says, "Tina, did you finish Finding Love at the Hedgehog Hollow? Are you going to read book 2? And Purple Reinhardt says, "Hi everyone, reading Taken In by Elizabeth Lynn Casey."
Awesome.
And Regina says, "Good evening, everyone. Made it to my first Monday night reading sprint.
Yay!
So glad to have you here, Regina."
Excellent.
And Cav says, "Good evening, everyone. I'm enjoying a wilderness adventure kind of love-inspired suspense tonight. Mountain Abduction Rescue by Darlene L. Turner, Canadian setting and author."
Oh, thank you for that information.
And Jenny says, "Hi, everyone. I'm reading it Through the Snow Globe by Andy Raines. It's supposed to be like Groundhog Days, Christmas style. Only 50 pages in, enjoying it so far."
I'm gonna have to look that one up. Thank you, Jenny.
I can never get behind the Groundhog Days. I've never watched the whole thing. I don't like that repeat thing for me. So I've stayed away from all those like books like that. It's a popular thing because I think there's a few. Doesn't
the Christina
Lauren
Lauren Christmas book is a Groundhog Day type thing.
In a Holidays? Is that what it is?
In a Holidays, correct? Yeah. My favorite part of Groundhog Day is with him and the groundhog. He's like, "Don't drive angry."
And Tina says, "Yes, Cajun, I finished the Hedgehog Hollow, 4.5 stars. I am hoping to get to book 2 by the end of the year. Yay!" Okay, so it is 23 after. We can go ahead and start a sprint. I don't have any cool ambiance or anything like that because, like, the last time I tried that, my computer went floppy. So I'm just like, we're just going to put up the banner today. We're just going to be playing. And
that's fine.
Yeah.
So that works just as well as anything else, Miss Storm. Perfectly.
Maybe. Come on now. Come on.
Well, that's getting technical difficulty.
Okay, so we'll just read to the top of the hour, and happy reading, everyone.
Happy reading.
So how'd everybody do?
Good. Hold on. Where did I get to? I got to chapter 10 in Claire's Candle, Vanilla Bean Vengeance. So, yeah.
I don't know where I started. I think I was on 25% the last time I remember, but I got to 63%.
Holy moly.
Harvey's and Revenge. I know. I was like, oh, wow.
They read so quickly.
They do.
I did not get any reading done. Instead, I was looking at that bloody Becca's board. The one that she did for the readathon, not the spooky one that she's going to do. Mm-hmm. And I've kind of been putting some plans together of what I'm going to do for the rest of this month and then for the month of October in terms of my TBR. So, yeah, it was productive. Nice. Hello, Kairu.
I've like already got my TBR pretty much for October done, and I'm like, yeah, it's probably going to change before I even get there, but done.
I'm feeling the same way.
Mm-hmm. And it's definitely like this giant pile of possibility because I keep wanting to add books to it, especially like the middle grade. I'm like, oh, there's another one. Oh, there's another one. And I seen somebody's comment down below. I think it's Mitzi's, and I may have just like added a book to my like Libby already. I was like, oh, borrow. And I'm like, stop. I don't need to do that.
There's so many readathons for October, and you want to yeah, all of them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, because I'm doing Occult Detective October as well. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow.
Just grab the boards or bingo boards or whatever they are for everything, and then as you read stuff, just mark off what you can. You know,
put them all in there. Yeah, well, it's like the Occult Detective October. It's to read like about detectives who, you know, do the supernatural stuff or whatever it is. So,
okay.
Me and my friends are already reading Jacoby, that series, which that's pretty much what he does. He is an inspector, like a private detective. I think that whenever there's something supernatural, he comes in.
Yeah,
he can see those kind of things and stuff. And so I'm like, well, there's one we're already doing. So I was like, hey Barb, do you want to buddy read the number 2? Because you know. Because we just finished Jacoby this month, and I'm like, we can already just jump into it. We're already buddy reading like 4 things already, but like, no. But one of them is going to be like the end of it, and then another one that we're doing is a middle grade book, so it won't take too long because we're doing an R.L. Stine book for Halloween. So, and
which one are you doing? I'm just curious.
It is a brand new one. It's like we just got it. We both got it off of NetGalley.
Okay. What is
that? Something about slime. Slime doesn't play or pay or something.
Okay.
Anyway, it does put on the cover because there's like this green slime. It's like we're pumped.
Yeah, I have a couple Goosebumps too. That's why I was like, oh, which one?
Yeah, I do have like the Goosebumps, like the originals, down for like retro spooky because I don't like retro. But.
Yeah, I was thinking about one of the Goosebumps. Like I think there was one I saw about Frosty or something like that. Like that looked cute. So I'll have to see if the library if I can get.
I'm like, library. You could just read Goosebumps and hit all of the prompts. I'm pretty sure it would just Goosebumps.
Oh, probably.
Just, orange and purple and green on the cover. Those are like kind of some main staples on a lot of those covers anyway. Yeah. And a monster, and it's retro, and so a lot of that. And so I finished the prologue of Extinction. It was pretty long, almost 18 pages. So that was kind of fun. But it was very intense. I was like, oh my goodness. I text like Sherry and I was like, ew, there was this gross spitting scene that was really gross. And I said, I don't know where you're at. And she's like, I just got past the spitting scene when she had to put it down to go to work. Like, it's gross. But yeah, it was like very intense, like prologue. So I was like, man, it's definitely not for Tiffany. It's definitely not for the faint of heart. I almost think it's a little too spooky for middle graders. It doesn't spook me, but I'm just like, wow, this is in middle grade, kind of thing. Like,
yeah. Not my cup of tea, humble.
No. Kay says, hi, everyone. Hope everyone is well. Just reading here and working on grinding squares. Hi, Mother Goose says, hi, all. I will be finishing The Secret History of Food. Then moving on to Death Overdue by Alison Brooks.
Nice.
It's a good Halloween-y type one.
Yeah.
And Daniel says, "Hi everyone. I'm in the middle of multiple books, so I'm not sure what I'm going to be starting out with tonight. Join the crowd, Daniel." And Cajun says, "Tina, oh good. I wish more people would read that series. I think it's my favorite so far this year."
Nice.
I will have to give it a try. I like the cutesy little chick lit ones like she reads. They're fun.
I do too, and I have added a bunch on my TBR from Cajuns reading this year. So I'll
I feel like at the end of the year, Cajun, we're gonna need your top 10.
Right?
we do, and then we need to have a readathon of like cozy romance Cajun style or something like that.
I love the Cajun style.
Yeah.
Cajun's cozy chicklet.
Yeah, exactly.
Hi, Donna says, "Good evening, all." And Regina says, "I'm reading Flowers and Foul Play by Amanda Flowers."
Nice.
I think that Amanda Flowers might be the bingo. And Melanie says, "Hi, all. I'm not sure what I'm going to be reading yet, but
that might also be a bingo."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Kat says, "Sarah, how are you feeling?"
I do feel good. Thank you. I am feeling better.
Awesome.
Hi, Ginger. Says, "Hi, guys. Not sure what I'm reading." Yep. See, that might be it.
Bingo.
Regina says, "How are you feeling, Lee? I know you weren't feeling good yesterday, so hope you're feeling better today."
I am feeling better today. Thank you.
Agent, I swear I've started 87.5 series for every one I finished this year. I've gone completely off the rails this year yet.
You're enjoying yourself. Life is short.
That's exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
And Karen says, "Hi, Stormy. Hi, Tiffany. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Lee. Hi, everyone. Tonight I'm reading Death Mask, Dresden Files, Book 5.
Nice.
That's also one on my list for the Occult Detective October, to read that one that I don't want to read and just rip the Band-Aid off, get it done. It says that there's going to be like 2 more in the series, but I don't know when they're coming because it took him a while to get to this last one and the one before that. It took like, I think from 2014, and then he dropped like 2 like a couple years ago, and it was like, wow, that I thought it was over, and then he dropped a couple, and it says on Goodreads that there's going to be like 2 more, so we'll see.
Nice.
Seems like it's taken him. I hope he doesn't become like, George R.R. Martin.
I was just going to say, where we're waiting for, since 2015 for the last book.
Yeah. Somebody's going to need to break out the Ouija board to get that book finished.
How did you want that to go?
Yeah.
Do a misery and trap him and make him finish writing the book.
Yeah.
And Kay says, "Bought the like, thank you."
Nice. Thanks, Bob.
Ginger says, "Reading." It says, "I am feeling much better. Doctor's appointment Monday. No wrestling until October."
Okay, that's actually just 2 weeks away, so you're not waiting that long.
Yeah, not too long.
It's not real.
I'm glad you're feeling better. That's really good.
Yes. And he says, "Hi everyone, still reading Mulberry Mischief by Sharon Farrow."
I love that series, y'all. Very, very good.
Donna says, "I'm reading Mission Impossible by Krista Davis. I just finished Death of the Emerald Isle by Terry Farley Moran, a Murder, She Wrote mystery." Cool. I like Krista Davis. Paws and Claws. And Cajun says, "Ginger, so glad you're feeling better."
Absolutely.
Hi, Courtney says, "Happy Monday. I'm reading and loving The Long Game by Elena Amaris." Cool.
Nice.
And Regina says, "I'm on a water pill. I'm so sorry they doubled your water pill."
Yeah.
Cajun says,
So is my bladder.
that was my first Jessica Redland, the Christmas at Castle Street series, and I loved it.
Okay.
And that's what got me into the UK chicklet.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing that.
And Tina says, "Oh, Sarah, I just read Jessica Redland, Finding Love in Hedgehog Hollows, as you can previously."
I read the Starfish Cafe series by her, and I loved it. I think it was a 5-star read for me last year.
Those titles are even cute.
I know,
Right?
The covers are all cute too. Yeah.
And they're all on KU.
Yeah.
I just feel like I need a hedgehog. Is there a hedgehog? Because I mean, it's called Hedgehog Hollow. There needs to be little hedgehogs running around or something.
Right?
I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to have a UK Cajun style readathon.
That's a comment.
He says, I haven't read as much this week as I wanted to. We just got a kitten on Friday, and he's a handful at the moment. He's very young still. Still a baby.
Oh, sweet. What's his name?
Oh, Cajun. Yeah, we have a Jessica Redmond bingo.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
And Donna says the Raven Thief is good.
Oh, good.
That's good. I'm just getting into it, so I haven't really got any opinions. And Mother Goose says, Tiffany, that's part of a series, Creepy Crayons and Creepy Carrots. Oh, cool.
Well, it looked like a little bunny. And then I saw
Creepy Carrots, but I've never tried it, so I'll have to try it. And Annie says, I have Aliens Love Underpants on my TBR for a monster pick. I saw it on YouTube. Cool.
Nice.
That is adorable, Annie.
And Cajun says, I'm going to do the more zombie series for Halloween. They look really cute. I don't know that one either. That's why I can't wait to like see what everybody's going to be reading so I can just add more to my TBR. There it goes.
Ooh, Ghost at Dawn's House, yeah.
Yes.
I'm on number 5 now.
And says, yeah, I'll have it on my TBR soon. And Mother Goose says, if you're interested in picture books, I can suggest a lot of great ones. Children's Library in here. Well, we are looking for like spooky Halloween type ones for my Halloween because I said we could read that, the scaredy cats could read some like and stuff.
So yes, that is what we're saying is, yes, we are looking for children's
Tiffany
books, Halloween.
We're looking for Tiffany and Cajun books and some others. And Mitzi says, Tiffany, there's a cute middle grade that's called, that's a Jekyll and Hyde retelling. It's a cute one called Jekyll and Hyde is the title. And yeah, that's the one that I added to. It's like, oh, it's just a 4-hour audiobook.
Thank you, Mitzi.
And the cover is so cute. So I was like, and Tina says, Barbara, that's a great idea. You should start a YouTube channel. Yes, you should.
Yes, 100%.
And Tina says, yeah, that's the goal. Reading number 9 this month and the last one out 10 next month. So hopefully I can get caught up this month.
Nice.
And then Tina says, and they are cross-stitch cozies. And I just love cross-stitch. I just started cross-stitching, so it's great. Yes.
That is
Awesome.
Yeah, it's that like the cozy that they're cross-stitch cozy, but they don't look cross-stitch cozy. Like she's like a girl. I think she does like the recycling garbage or something. Remember we like looked at those at one time.
Oh yeah.
And it's like that doesn't really sound like cross-stitching, but like they have like a cross-stitching group or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that's Nicole from Dusty Book Sniffers. That's her read along that she's doing, the cozy read along in her group. So
Nice.
And Cajun says to Calico, I have the first one of that series for October scavenger.
awesome.
And then there's some bless yous, Tiffany.
Thank you. I know I had a little season. Yeah.
Yeah, it's allergies.
Yep.
I looked today because my nose was going wild, and it's like allergies are high in your hair. I'm like, yeah.
Gee, thanks.
Pamela, hi there, says I'm reading A Double Booked for Death by Allie Brandon. Cool.
Nice.
And Purple Reinhardt says, September 20th is Stuff Your Kindle Day. Get ready to stuff those Kindles.
Ooh,
yeah.
thank you for that.
So, yeah.
We needed that reminder. I needed that reminder anyways.
Yeah, I do.
Another reminder, 5 days
on the day it happens because and so purple I can't speak. Anita says the purple great. Get the words out the right way. Kason says, I listened to the first Winston brother talk about spicy. Yeah, I see she gave
that series is hands down one of my favorites of all time.
Yeah, I think she gave it 3 stars, so I thought that's pretty good for Cajun because that was spicy because she doesn't like the spicy stuff.
Though that series, though, yes, it does get spicy, but you need to listen to it on audio. Chris Brinkley, who does the voices of all that, he does 7 different brothers' voices, and they're all distinct. It's brilliant.
Wow.
Yeah,
That is.
It's kind of like Luke Daniels for like the Crew of Hunters.
Crew of Hunters,
He's so
exactly.
good at
Yes.
doing different like voices for like the characters
and the accents and stuff like that.
Yeah, accents.
Mhm.
That's awesome.
Jesse said, "Hello, everyone. I'm reading Dakota Dawn, a Lorraine Snelling containing 4 inspirational love stories of the Northern Plains."
Cool.
And Alicia says, "Hello, everyone. Needed to walk the dog, so a little late. Currently reading Bridge Kingdom by Daniel L. Jensen. Fantasy romance, really good."
Awesome.
Cool. And Lisa B says, "Tiffany, if a children's book works, I think the kids are 9. There are some
Might be a
cute
little too old
about
for me.
witches. Funny, not scary. The Wednesday with Ruth Chu is one of them."
Let's see what's the Wednesday.
Ruth
Thank
has
you.
some other funny witches and magical stories, but they are funny and not scary. That's definitely what Tiffany needs. Funny
Yes.
and not scary.
Thank you. Thank you.
And DeShannon says, "Hello, evening all. I'm reading Stephen King's Salem a lot. Not cozy, but I think it will be storm approved. Yes. I'm not a usual King reader, but a student told me to. So as a teacher, I read what they read. So.
Good for you.
That's dedication. Cause
Absolutely. Tiffany would be like, "No, I'm good, thanks."
Right.
Well, all I'm saying is you just be glad they're reading Salem's Lot and not it.
Right.
I
Salem's
would be like,
Lot's
do
a
your
lot
parents know
smaller.
you're reading this?
Salem's Lot's a lot smaller than it.
Tiffany, what would you do if you went outside in front of your house and somebody had like attached a red balloon into the gutter in front of your house?
Oh my God.
Excuse me while I close my window currently.
Like, would you go back inside and that's it for the day?
100%. I would. I mean, for sure. Not for the day. It'd be like, Kevin's checking out there the next week. Like,
Burn the house down.
Wait, and what if to mess with you, Kevin didn't come back in the house?
Oh my God.
She's like, "Kevin, do not pay attention to what they're saying."
Lee, are you planning a trip to Florida sometimes?
For the record,
Listen, I know
stand
you're
behind
coming
you
up
if you
here.
want
No
to
balloons
share.
over the border. We don't allow them in Canada.
Did you hear him?
What did he say?
True. He goes, I don't need to do any of this elaborate stuff. I can stand behind her and she not notice and scare her.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I like it.
That's
There you go.
I'm on page
That part.
322 of it. That's how far I've gotten. 322.
Wow.
That's
I
amazing.
need 1 chapter to catch up to Barb, and then I'm free for the week. So, unless I want to
I
read
like it's a homework assignment. If you get this read,
it is kind of.
But you must be ahead of the curve, Storm. Good for you, because done for the week. It's only Monday.
absolutely.
Yeah, she finished. She reads it on the weekend, so then she's free for the week. So she
There you
goes
go.
through and gets her part done, and then I'm like, no, that's not fair. Now I'm gonna catch up.
Now you got to spend the week catching up.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I was gonna say my dad. This is how much Dad watches this stuff or pays attention to anything like that. We were looking at shirts and stuff, and there's a shirt at Walmart, and it says "We all float," and it had a red balloon, I think, on it or whatever. And he goes, "I don't get it. What's it mean?" And I said, "It's from It." And he's like,
You
"Oh."
have to ask. You don't want to know.
Right.
And I'm sure he's seen the movie and all that, but I mean, he just doesn't remember. It
Mm-hmm.
just kind of goes right across,
I saw a meme that said something like, you can't get pulled down the gutter if you're too heavy, eat the piece of cake or something like that. It was like, it was pretty funny.
I love that.
And Jesse said to Emily, Storm inspired me to with the Virgin River series. I ordered the first 4 books to read over the next couple of months. Oh, I hope you like them.
They're fun. It's a good series. I do agree. There's a lot of kid talk, and if that's a trigger, if you just don't care, like
Yeah.
Once you get over that the kid hump, it's not quite as bad, or I feel like it's not as noticeable. But the ones at the beginning that have 1,000 kids there at the beginning.
Yeah, but I do think overall it's a good small town romance series.
Yeah, and like I mentioned, it was funny. She stopped it in 2012, but then she come back with a Return to Virgin River in 2020. And I was like, you can just keep on returning. That's fine with us. Me and Barb will read them. Just keep returning. I was
that's probably what it was. It was probably a request from readers and stuff like that.
Yeah. Probably. And so Cornflower says, or Tammy says, hi all. I'm jumping between 3 books tonight, but none of them are cozy. Whoever.
Oh my goodness.
You
were talking about. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
You were talking about the Virgin River on the TV show, and I was thinking about it, and I saw something the other day of, remember when Bernie Sanders meme, with him in the gloves, the elections picture of him sitting, and it was everywhere. I saw a meme of him sitting at the bar in Virgin River, and he was sitting with Hope, and I was like, well, now I'm shipping Bernie Sanders and Hope, and I don't think that's ever going to happen. So I'm a little irritated.
That's funny.
It was so funny. I was like, oh, he's sitting there with what Preacher is that? Preacher's the bartender, right?
Jack's the bartender, but Preacher's the black guy on the show. I don't know if it was him.
He was like a cook or a bartender with Jack. He came.
That's Preacher then.
Yeah. Anyways, it just was so funny. I was like, oh, and they were talking. They just look so great together because they I don't know. I was like, oh my goodness, Bernie and Hope.
I like the guy that plays Preacher on the show, and so does my friend. So she just wants Preacher time. She don't care about anything else. Just put Preacher on there.
He is a good-looking guy.
Yeah. And Cajun says, finished my book and started Autumn Dreams. Return to Half Moon Farm number 3.
Sweet.
And Calico said, finished my book also, so I'm starting Deanna Rayburn's Bonfire Night about a haunted house.
Ooh.
Hey, I don't know that one.
Yeah, I wouldn't kick him out of bed for eating crackers.
Mhm.
It starts with Lady Julia Gray's sister asking Julia, how did you misplace the baby again? I haven't read the Lady Julia Gray. I need to do that because that's one of those things that since I like a series from this author, I should really try another series from the author to see if I like it.
I don't watch the show, and I have no idea who you guys are talking about, but the guy who plays Preacher is married to Julia, the character Julia in real life.
Oh. Fascinating.
I did not realize this.
And Jessica Lynn says, hi, everyone. Jumping in late. Dinner, chicken salad. I will eventually be reading Christmas Cupcake Murder number 26 by Joanne Foucault. Now, did you read them in order, or are you just jumping around? Because I'm like, wow, she's almost caught up. But then I'm like, I don't know if she's almost caught up.
It could be a Sarah thing.
Yeah, it could be. And Pat says, good evening, everyone. Finished Still Life by Luis Pineda. Gave it 4 stars. Going to start To Fudge or Not to Fudge by Nancy Coco. Halfway through A Murder at the Breaker by Alyssa Maxwell. Cool.
Excellent.
Excellent. Hi, Ben.
Yes, don't forget to thumbs up, everybody.
Thanks, Kat.
Kat said, during the first sprint, I read Ingots of Gold, Eating Dinner Now, Baked Salmon, Brown Rice, and Grilled Asparagus.
That sounds delightful.
That sounds really good.
We'll do a couple more and then jump into a sprint because I just noticed the time. Calico says at Cajun, I look forward to hearing if you like it. The best part about the series is that the books are short. I have zero ability to read a long book these days. Apparently so do I because I have to split it up. And Danielle says, made it to chapter 14 in Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Cool.
Nice.
And let's see. Cajun said to Calico, I've discovered several similar series recently and agree they are usually such sweet, heartwarming stories, easy to read, and such good palate cleansers between other books. And And Anita did the dishes and read 7%. And hi, Sharon. She said, hi, everyone. Just got home from work and not sure what I'm reading yet. See, that's our other bingo for the night is I don't know what I'm reading.
I don't know what I'm reading yet.
And so we will go ahead and do another sprint. And we'll read to the top of the hour, everybody. And happy reading.
Happy reading.
Happy
So how did everybody do?
Good. I didn't get a whole lot of reading done. I was doing like errand or chore kind of stuff that I needed to get done. But I
Cool.
was very productive mostly.
Yes. Productive. How about you, Sarah?
I worked on I've got started editing my vlog for today, and then I started, and I'm about halfway through the first chapter of Christmas Wishes at the Chocolate Shop.
Cool.
Yeah. How'd you do?
I did pretty good. I read one chapter on extinction. I didn't want to get too far ahead of Sherry. She said she had a headache, so she wasn't going to be reading physically because she got a physical copy, and so she was going to bed early. So I read 6 pages from Spy School Goes North. So
Awesome.
Nice. I think it's the season. I hope she feels better.
Mhm.
she said the kids didn't help much today either because she's got the little ones and stuff.
Yeah.
And I've heard her talk about how she's got like they have way more kids than they have staff or whatever it is. So
Oh no.
Sounds about right.
yeah. Let's see, where was I? Oh, I think this is where I was. And Renee says, "Hi all, just joining. I'm currently reading the Authenticity Project by Carla Pooley. And this is from the last go around, but Cajun got to 11% Autumn Dreams, returned to Half Moon Farms. Like she just started that one, and she's already like 11% in that like reading sprint. I could just see how far she is in like the whenever
She's at 50% at this.
Crazy.
and she had 4 chapters. And I may skip over some of those from the last go
For
around.
sure.
And Tina didn't read. I just watched TikTok. Okay. That was the last go around. I finished The Secret History of Food. Now I don't want to eat anything.
Oh gosh. Oh boy. I don't even. Yeah.
I'm staying away from that book then because I like to eat. I don't want to know.
Mm-hmm.
And Barbara said, Storm, on it, do you like the narrator? Yes, I do. I have the one that is Steven Weber. And he's like awesome. So I like him. He's done some of the other books. I think he did The Shining. I think. And he did a really good job there too. So yeah, I like him. And Cajun says, ha ha ha, I can do a top 10 for the UK channel.
Yay.
I knew you could.
Storm.
Yes.
Kevin's bothering me and wants to know if the narrator that you just mentioned was on Wings.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, really? That guy?
Yes.
He's the dirty boy.
Oh, funny.
And he also, I think it was the guy that in the remake of The Shining, he played in the remake of The Shining. I think.
Okay. Oh, wow. That's cool.
And so Donna says, just joining in, was watching Lizzie Faye Loves Books, and what she's reading in September and reading some of the Hispanic Heritage Month, September 5th through mid-October. We'll probably continue with Haunting Julie. And happy that Sarah and Lee are feeling better.
Thank you.
And Barbara says, in the Game of Thrones series, there are 2 books. I just want to grab Mr. Martin, yell in his face, finish it. Yeah,
I think a lot of people do, Barbara.
I say, yeah.
I mean, he's an old man.
Most of us want
But he's had lots of years.
I know. I'd feel that way, I get it, but he's an old man.
See, and that's kind of like, that's like one of my fears. Like, I'd like to write and stuff, and I think I would have that one book, and I do really well with like that one book. And then people would want like a sequel or something, and I'd be like,
No, sorry, that was it.
Yeah, like, no, I only
I had
have
one
was
in
it.
me.
That was
I
one
had
and done.
one. I had one in me.
Yep. Sorry. My next one will be a pop-up book.
Yeah, I'm like, man, I need to do like little picture books. They're like, 34 pages, lots
Right?
of drawings,
I
and a
could
few
do.
words.
Write the hell out of those.
And PK said, here at last sitting down, put groceries away, walked to Keo, made dinner, rice, rice, pumpkin, hamburger.
Ooh.
There's 3 different things because I'm like, the pumpkin's not on the hamburger.
That's for the dog. That's the dog's dinner.
Oh, that's the dog's dinner.
The dog eats better than I do.
Yes, the dog does eat better than I do. Yes, okay. Which we were kind of running out of food. We get some money on Wednesday, and so we're coasting through with the food. So I was like in the freezer going, that chicken's been there too long. That's for the dogs. Hey, Lee, so how did you do on your spoon?
I got to 79%. Sorry, I just had to take care of something real quick.
No worries.
That's pretty good. You'll get that finished up pretty quick.
I hope by tomorrow. So.
Mm-hmm.
And so she is reading A Sense of Danger by Jennifer Estep, 31% for Spy vs. Spy September. And first of section 47. First of section 47 series.
Awesome.
And Cajun says it's set at Hedgehog Rescue. Oh, okay. Now I want to read it.
There you go.
There is a hedgehog farm, and there are hedgehogs at the start of every chapter. They are so cute. Okay.
Oh, there you go, Storm.
Yeah. You got me. And Amy says, our kitty's name is Garfield. My husband named him as he looked like Garfield from the movie. That's
nice.
And PK said, Barbara, I'm the same with Patrick Ruffus. However, yeah. Is that the
fantasy?
Is that the World or is that a different one? Patrick Ruffus. I know there's a series. I know he's a fantasy. I just can't remember which one. And Lisa says, what?
I think he did Name of the Wind or something like
that.
Yeah,
that's it. That's it. Yeah.
Yes.
I have no idea.
Hi, everyone. I'm reading Death Wears a Mask, Book 3, and the Amory Adams series, a fun historical mystery series. Really enjoying it. Cool.
Nice.
And PK says, I am of the era of Robert Jordan, so I've learned not to suspect anything, especially the Spanish Inquisition. Yeah. And she said, Lisa, I like that series. Wish she had been able to continue on with more than she did. And Tina says, I have a question for Serious About Series. Is DNFing acceptable, or does DNFing count as knocking a series off your TBR? I think it counts as knocking the series off your TBR because you're not going to finish it, so then you don't have to worry about it anymore. So that's like finishing a series to me. It's gone.
100%.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And Barbara says, get you some local honey. It will make allergies go away. But it has to be local honey.
I've heard that before.
I don't know what local honey would be around here. Not that we could actually have it because my dad would want to eat it and he's diabetic. And she said, Tiffany, hope you get to feeling better this year. Okay. She's gone. We'll skip that one. Cajun says, geez, Lee, you just scared me with the way you asked that question.
I don't know why. I've just had this vision of like Tiffany walking outside and there's like this red balloon coming up out of like the store.
Why am I picturing Tiffany going, oh, balloon, pretty? Because she wouldn't get reference, right?
Would not get it. That's funny.
Alicia says Salem's Lot scared the crap out of me. Good luck this Shannon. It scared me back whenever I was a teen and I read it. Then I read it and I thought it was really boring. I read it again. It's the same with Pet Sematary because Pet Sematary was my first one and I was probably like 12, 13, somewhere around there when I read that. And that one I thought was so scary. And then I reread it because I was like, I wonder if it's still, any good or whatever it is. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is boring. So I was like, me and Stephen King, we just don't really get along anymore. But I keep trying. Every now and then I find one. Like I liked Christine. And I like The Shining. So far, those are my 2 favorites.
Garrett's been really enjoying the ones like Holly and the ones that came before it.
Yeah, the Bill Hodges trilogy and So far we've read 2 of the trilogy. So we have the third one because I want to get to Holly because I like Holly as a character that's in the Bill Hodges series.
Yes.
She's like really fun. I just like her. And so I can't wait to get to Holly to read that one since it's all about her.
Mm-hmm.
And she was in The Outsiders, which we didn't know when we read The Outsiders together.
Yes.
I like that one. That it was part of the Bill Hodges series. So.
Ah.
And everybody's like, you're just spoil yourself. And it's like, well, I guess we'll spoil ourselves because we.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
And I think I know what it is that would spoil it, but I don't think it's necessarily a spoiler. So
Fair enough.
And Sharon says, okay, starting a reread of the Immortal Rules. Never finished the trilogy. It's been so long. I need to reread the first. I have some series like that. And Jacoby was like one of those because I read Jacoby a few years ago. And I was like, I really like that. I want to continue it. But I'm like, I'm going to have to reread that because I don't remember anything. So whenever Barb mentioned that she was kind of interested in the Jacoby series, I was like, okay, yeah, let's go. Because I've read, so I could reread the first one so I could continue on. And it's a short series too. I like that. We're trying to fit in some short ones in the middle of some long ones. Because we started the Crew of Hunter one. So that one's going to be a forever series and everything. And we just finished 19 books off of Virgin River. And so it's like, yeah, let's put some short series in.
Yeah, no kidding.
Makes us feel accomplished.
Right?
True.
And Kay says Virgin River is a book series. How did I not notice this? Yes, it is a book series. It's a 19 book series. And it's definitely different from the show. So if you watch the show, I would just say don't expect some of the stuff that's in the show to be in the books because it's not. Relationship wise, I don't like what they did to my man Preacher in the TV series. Moving on because I can rant. And Jessica Lynn says allergies are horrible. We haven't had any rain and are in drought right now, and so the pollen is really bad. Yeah, that's kind of here. We're supposed to get a rain tonight, I think, but it's still really hot. I've still got the air on and I've got a fan blowing over here and I'm like, I was supposed to cool down.
And we've got the heat on.
Oh yeah?
We're kind of in between, but we're at 97% humidity, so I feel like it's just making everything have that moldy allergy type of feel to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we were having it to where I've been having to turn the air off at night because it's just too cold because it's getting down to 52 at night. But then it would get back up to in the 80s. So I'd have to turn the air on. And downstairs early, we had the air off for a while. But I told Dad today, I said, I'm turning that thing back on. Because I was sitting there in the living room sweating because we'd been outside working on some things and come in. I'm like, no.
Yeah,
No.
Sharon says, I like the Virgin River TV series so much. I'm afraid to read the books since they're so different. I did read the first one a couple years ago. Yeah. If that's the one thing. If you really like the TV series, it's going to be so different. Especially the Brady character and what they did to Preacher and stuff is very different.
Have you done a comparison video, Storm? Because that might be fun.
Well, when I did my Virgin River series wrap up, I did talk about some of the things that I didn't like that were in the TV series.
Mm-hmm.
There's something in the TV series that doesn't happen in the book series that I'm I can't talk about because then it would spoil things in the book.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
And so I'm I do like what they've done with, some. And Jessica Lynn says, a lot of series, TV shows, or movies are so different. I try not to watch the show or movies before I need the books, but it's very hard when the show is so popular. Yeah, and see, and I run to myself for the Longmire book series because I love the Longmire TV show. I can just watch that over and over again. I like the guy who plays Walt. I like because it has Lou Diamond Phillips in it, and you got all these characters, and I just like the way they are there. And the books are so much different. Vic has the phallus mouth. She just puts out those F words, and it's whoa, wait, that's not it. It wasn't in the show. It wasn't like that, And she really hits on Walt a lot, right off the bat. And that was kind of a slow burn through the TV series or whatever. And I was like, yeah, we got to like book 4 because me and Barb we were reading that one too because we both like the Longbar TV show, and we bailed out at like book 4. I think we're like, can't do it. So yeah, that is one of the reasons why if I see something that's based on a book series, I have to try to get the book series first. That way, at least I know this is how it's supposed to be, and that the show is going to be different. And
Well, I really want to see A Haunting in Venice, the retell of the Halloween Party. Now, I read Halloween Party years ago, but I bought the book again because I really like the movie tie-in cover. It's seriously creepy.
It is.
Like, it's just perfect.
It
But
does.
the foreword is by the guy who wrote the screenplay, and he basically says, "This is not the same. Be forewarned. I have rewritten." He goes, "I took inspiration from, but this is not the Agatha Christie book." And he goes, "A lot of Agatha Christie fans are going to want me burned at the stake."
I was gonna say, yeah, that's gonna make.
But I like that he acknowledged it. But the book that you buy is the original text. It's not a novelization. So yeah,
it looks way creepy.
It's even Garrett was like, "Okay, that's a cool cover."
Yeah,
the trailer looks creepy.
I was watching the trailer and I'm like, "Who's the woman? She's a comedian. What is she doing?" And it's Tina Fey. I'm like, Tina Fey? Like, I just not what I was expecting at all.
Yeah,
kind of weird.
So, I will report back.
Tina said, Sharon, same. I started reading book 1, and a lot of things were different, but I really enjoyed it. It has the same vibe. Yeah, that's the one thing. Like, we caught the series at the beginning of our watch for Virgin River, like, because we watched the first season, I think it was, and then we're like, we need more of this because I liked the first season. It was after that, and then after we read the books that we were like, oh wait, no, this is way different. But yeah, it does have the same kind of. It's cozier without all the drama. That's what I'd say. And Kay said, just finished my 5th square today. I was hoping for 15, but my audio is not working today.
That's a bummer.
And Cajun says to Sharon, I feel the same way about Cedar Cove series. Yeah, they changed that one around too. I didn't even finish the Cedar Cove TV series because I got mad when they introduced a new guy. And that's not in the book. I'm like, no.
I didn't finish it. But in fairness, I didn't finish Virgin River either. So I'm 0 for 2.
Yeah, and I still need to finish
in the shows, not in the books.
I still need to finish the book series for Cedar Cove. But I knew, like, with what they were trying to do in the TV series, they were trying to make a love triangle with Jack and Olivia and the other guy. And I'm like, no, that does not happen in the books. No. Tina says, but I ended up with temporarily putting it down because the age of Lizzie in the show, she's 17 and played by a 30-year-old, but in the book, she's 14. Yeah, and the Lizzie in the book is totally different, than everything. But they've included a little bit of the book Lizzie with the show Lizzie, but not a lot. Hi, Rose says, hi, everyone. Reading Miss Morrison the Witch, currently at 54 out of 219 pages. This one takes place during Halloween, and I'm enjoying it.
Perfect season.
And Kay says, listening to Harry Potter 2 with the boys until my son's bedtime. Cool.
Nice.
And Kat says, finish the Bloodstained Pavement. Thanks for sprints, ladies. Always a pleasure hanging out with everyone. Have a wonderful week. I hope you have a wonderful week, too. And Christy says, hi, all. I forgot about the sprints today. It's okay. Hi, Sonia says, hi, everyone. Just want to pop in and say hello. Lee, I hope you're feeling better.
Thank you so much. And happy birthday again.
Yay. Happy birthday. Hope you had a really good day. Hope everything went well. And Pat says, you're going to tell y'all good night. I have 7 a.m. lab appointment tomorrow morning at the clinic. I hope you all have a great week. Happy reading.
I feel you there, Pat. Show up at the hospital today. They're like, oh, we're going to do blood work because, of course, you are.
Right. Yeah. 66, 26% finished. Mulberry Mischief, 4 stars.
Cool. Well done.
Congrats.
And Amy says, I read 10 pages and dealing with the kitty, getting into things he shouldn't. I have a friend who just recently got talked into a kitty, and so yeah, he's like, "Oh, I forgot about the kitten stage." But he always has these really cool pictures of him on Facebook of him just laying there all nice and and everything. His name is JT Fergus.
I love it.
Oh.
His name was Justin Timberlake, and he's like, "No, I'm not calling him that." And his daughter's like, "No, you've got to keep the name." So that's why it's JT Fergus, because he wanted to be called
Yeah.
Fergus. So,
Love it.
We have a groundhog in our backyard that now is Mark's pet groundhog that is now named Nick Papagiorgio.
Well, that's a name.
As one does.
Hilarious. Oh my gosh, that's funny.
And Barb wants to know how your new babies are doing.
Speaking of getting into things, last night about 4:00 in the morning, I could hear Garrett in the basement because he's 2 floors below me, but through the grate, I can hear him talking, and I can just hear him just not getting angry, but talking sternly to the cats. And because we have a back room where the water heater is and the furnace and all those things, and George keeps going in there and he rubs against the side of them, but the wires are there. So Garrett was afraid that he was going to pull the wires or bite something or whatever. So Garrett put up a board that had to have been 5 feet tall to keep them out of that room. Oh no. Tigger just like boom, boom into the room.
Did you rename them?
Yeah. We finally decided on Missy and George. Because we kept calling, Garrett calls her Missy Moo. So we just stuck with Missy. And then a couple years ago when we got Presley, if you guys remember or not, we also got that orange cat with him named George. And we had to rehome George because he was beating up on Goran. But with this cat, he looks identical to George. So we're now calling him George because that's
2.0.
George the Second. Like I said, like he's a king. George the Second.
I like it.
There you go.
Cajun said Sarah number 4 in the Christmas on Castle Street just came out last week.
Ooh.
And Tina said read 13% of counted corpse while cross stitching. Cool. And Christy said I'm trying to find Plan 9 for Murder from My Online Library. It's a cozy mystery at the UFO convention. Sounds right up my alley.
Oh, that sounds delightful.
There's also, Christy, there's also a UFO B&B series by Kirsten Weiss.
Yeah, I was going to say, I knew there was one, yeah.
So if you can't find the other one, just heads up anyways.
Yeah. Donna says on page 76 of 421 of Haunting Jordan, it's promising to be as good as I remember. That's good.
Nice.
Daniel made it to 106% in pumpkin heads. Now, is that the graphic novel, Danielle?
Yes,
That's
it
what
is.
I pictured in my head. Okay.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
It
because
is
see,
delightful.
when I see pumpkin heads, I go automatically to spooky.
Of course you would.
But I'm like, no, I think that's the cutesy little graphic novel.
It is.
And so, Fuss Free Book Gal says 3 more chapters done. A total of 7 tonight so far.
Well
That's
done.
great. And Purple Reinhardt says on page 258 of Taken In, got 27 pages left. All right. And Kay says, I got 6 chapters read. And Pat says, read 2 chapters on Murder at Beakers by Alyssa Maxwell. Really liking this book. Okay.
Excellent.
And Barbara says, Stephen Weber. Jessica Lynn says, read about 15 pages watching the Browns football game and reading the commercials.
Are they winning, Jessica?
And Kay finished square number 6. Yay.
Well done.
Gal says, oh man, George R.R. Martin last year was supposed to be in November of this year was book 6, and November is close. There's no sign of that book. There's a lot of angry faces and sad faces, I think, there. And eye rolls and all kinds of stuff I think going on there. And Pat says, need more thumbs up. Yeah. And Kay says, Storm, have you read Bag of Bones by Stephen King? I also love Dolores Claiborne, Rose Red, and Rose Matter. I did read A Bag of Bones by Stephen King like a long time ago, and I remember enjoying it, so I'm just going to leave it there. I have it. I don't want to ruin it because I did like it. I've ruined too many of the ones that I liked whenever I was younger. So
Yeah.
that. And like I read Hearts of Atlantis, I think, and I liked it. I really enjoyed him whenever I was younger. I think just my attention span and I changed. I'm more of a plot-driven reader than a character-driven reader, and he's all about the characters and just
100%.
And I'm just like, let's get it out in some dialogue and let's get moving.
True.
Stop all this walking and
we don't need like 50 pages about how your marriage is really bad and you should just go to Derry and it. So I mean, it's like, go to it, just go to Derry. Let's go. And Rose says, I'm going to have to reread the start of so many series I've forgotten, but it will make the series more enjoyable when you focus on it.
100%.
Agree.
And Nadine says, has there been any talk about a series read along for 2024 like we've been doing with the Southern Sewing Circle? We have talked about things, but we haven't really got anything set in stone, I don't think. Like trying to think whether we wanted to do like a few trilogies or like, or something.
Yeah, I was thinking just because, 12 is long if you're not enjoying the series, because I know a lot of people they're not hating Southern Sewing, but they're not loving it. And I'm like, that's a long time to read if you're not really. So I was like, maybe we could do like 4 trilogies and it'd still be one for every month of the year. But and that way, you're not torturing yourself. You're like, oh my God, I'm on book 10, 2 more. I don't want anybody to feel that way. It's supposed to be for fun. And obviously, if you're feeling that way, just don't read it. I mean, clearly, but I'm just saying. So that's kind of what I had in mind, or even like 2 6s, I mean, it would just be depending on what everybody, maybe we could do a vote at some point.
Yeah, I was like, I need to put something up in like the Discord to be like, put some of your favorite like series.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
And then we can always we
could do a poll.
Now, would it have to be like a complete series? Like, could it just be like, oh, we're going to read the first 3 books in this series, and then if you all like it, you can continue on your own. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, we can do that
too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that staunch. I'm fine with anything. So.
I'm just thinking because most cozy series are like either like 2 books or 20 books. There's no in between.
Right.
And
we're reading 6 books a month.
And it'll be hard to find series, even some of the trilogies that other people haven't already read. So they can either reread them or they can just join us on the lives and rehash it and remember what they liked about the books or something. Because it's just going to be too hard. This one we got lucky with like hardly anybody had ever read this series.
Yeah,
so that doesn't happen very often. And Cajun says, I hated Dolores Claiborne. There are no chapters. I like to stop at the end of a chapter. That is the natural stopping place. Yeah. But, oh, no, not with that book. Well, I like to stop at the end of chapters, too. And that's one of the things about Stephen King, because I don't want to read 100 pages before I have to.
Yeah. Right.
I like shorter chapters. Not necessarily James Patterson 2 pages short, but
normal amount.
Somewhere in the
10
middle,
to 15 pages.
Yes.
And then he says, Lee, it has rained here all day.
Same, yeah.
And it's still hot where Rose at there. We have below 90 all week. I will take it.
Yeah, I feel you.
And Nadine says, here in Phoenix, we are rejoicing because the weather forecast showing double-digit temps this week. Woohoo! It's almost like having sweater weather. We saw, I don't
99.
know. I don't know if this hit you or whatever. I seen a big storm because
Melissa from Libraries and Labradors
had it on her Instagram or whatever.
Wow.
That looked like it was crazy.
That was ludicrous.
She had pictures of the storm. She was showing pictures of it, and then aftermath, they're like her pool was all messed up, and all the stuff out there in their yard was all over.
It looked like a hurricane ripped through.
Yeah, it did. It was crazy. Did I read that one? Yeah. Okay. And Chris said, I'm jealous of y'all's weather. Still, it's still like 2,000 humidity here in Texas.
I feel you because I'm in Florida.
Yeah. Jessica Lynn says, we're above average the next 10 days and little rain. We're in the 80s and then in the 70s, and we're supposed to have some rain. So, I mean, it's not been that bad. But whenever it's like it got down to like 50 something, it was like, "Whoa, this is like really cold." This morning, Dad's like, "We're going to Antiquish and walking because I'm not walking. It's cold." And I said, "I think that's your excuse. You just want to go look in Antiquish." But it was like 52 degrees this morning. He's like, "It's cold." I took the dog outside. It was cold. And Kay said, "Thanks for the sprints. Have a beautiful night. Hope you have a good rest of your night." And Rose said, "Tiffany, and so far, no extra paranormal in the Mrs. Morris series, just the ghost Jack from book 1. And the witch is Wiccan, so no real magic stuff." In case you're wondering, Tiffany.
Thank you.
And
That is exactly right from Vegas Vacation. That was Nick Papagiorgio's name.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
See, I don't know that. I've never watched it, so. Yeah.
Oh.
And Cajun says, "I love Marcus adopted a groundhog and such."
He already asked me to buy carrots and radishes so he can feed it.
Oh, that's adorable.
We have groundhogs that live underneath my dad's building out here and everything, and it drives him crazy. And one of them, I'm like, "Okay, who got into my garden?" Because like something went on my porch and got one of my like squash that I had. It took a big gigantic bite out of the squash. I'm like, "Really? It's on the porch."
Yeah, that's it's all oxen free.
He thought you brought it over there for him.
It's like, well, there's the other ones on the ground and all that stuff, but no, he has to get on the porch and get the stuff because I pulled it back this way towards the porch, so keeping them off of there. And it's like, really? But
Marcus and Garrett will get along great because Garrett's feeding every neighborhood squirrel that we have, and I swear to God, he's got them all named. And the Blue Jays too.
I love that.
Yeah, we buy bags of peanuts from Walmart. I swear to God, I've spent more money on squirrel food this summer than I spent on cat food. Like,
we don't feed squirrels here; we shoot them.
Yeah,
there you go.
Nope,
we've had too many chew lines
to the point where when you walk out of our house, they no longer fear a human. They will sit on the railing and stare at you like, "Hi, do you have food?"
Now tell Garrett when he runs out of peanuts and he can no longer go get them because it's cold outside, and he sees all these little beady eyes.
That's right.
Looking at him. That's right. Remember, it's his fault because
the Blue Jays are stealing the peanuts too, right? Because obviously it's not just for the squirrels. So Garrett was in the garage one day smoking, and this blue jay flew in and sat 2 feet in front of him on top of a rake and stared at him.
Was he holding a red balloon?
Did he have a red balloon?
Like a bee.
We're gonna hear from Sarah that it was Attack of the. Is it Gray Squirrel or Red Squirrels?
I remember saying in one of my vlogs one time with all these squirrels, I'm like, I feel like a freaking Disney princess. If only they could do my laundry.
You need to open the window and go la 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 la.
Right.
Christy says, "Thanks, I'll look that one up. UFO BNB series. I was just gonna ask if anybody had any Rex. So there you go.
There you go."
And Sonia says, "Thank you all. Have a wonderful day. Now I just need to put on the fat pants." I had a lot of birthday eats, yeah.
That's exactly what you're supposed to do.
Calories don't count on your birthday, my dear.
Yeah, that's what I say, and then I don't get on the steps for like the scale for 2 or 3 days because work it all off first, and then we step back on it.
There you go.
Sonia says, "You have all been so kind. I'm truly touched." And Rose says, "I can let you know some trilogies that have audiobooks too." Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, fantastic.
And that's, I think, something to think about too, is whatever we pick, we probably want to try to pick something that has even all 3 formats available. Yeah. They don't have to, but preferably, because
that was like the one thing with this series, not having the audio has been kind of hard for some people.
Yeah, everybody reads such different ways, so.
When is the next read along for the Southern Sewing Circle? It's on Sunday.
Funny you should ask that. Yeah. So, that's really next month. But this month is the 27th, I think, or whatever the last Sunday is.
Yeah, it was like.
I can't hold on. I actually can tell you. But okay.
My computer's not working with me. I click on the little calendar down here and it won't pop up. The 24th, yeah.
Thank you. So next month, okay, I realized that next month, so October, I know we're a ways, but I want to give everybody a heads up, is a crazy month for me because my, season tickets for the theater start up in October. And so I can only so there's only going to be 2 lives in October, the 1st and the 15th. The 29th, by the way, the theater production is Beetlejuice. So excited.
Fantastic.
Anyway, back to, I know. And then I'm going to be out of town at the Ellie Alexander mystery thing on the 22nd. So I can only do lives on the 1st and the 15th. So I think we're going to do the 2 scavenger hunts. And then Storm and I were talking about, and I think I'm just going to move the October Southern Sewing Circle to November and just discuss books 10 and 11 on the same Sunday. I'm sorry if that throws y'all off, but it's just the way it worked out. I don't have any productions in November, so we're all good. And I don't have any trips or anything like that. It's just October came all
We figured that we don't really necessarily talk a whole lot about the books whenever we do the Sewing Circle books. We just kind of discuss a few things that we liked, what we rated it and stuff. So we figured we could put 2 of them in there together and it wouldn't really do much.
Yeah, so the 1st and the 15th, and there will be the.
And so it is kind of like, wow, the first scavenger hunt is on the 1st, but you know about it now, so read your book ahead of time.
Yeah, that we also discussed that. Since it's the 18th and we're doing it now, we figured. And Storm made a good point where you don't have to have your scavenger hunt finished, even if you just want to, have your title picked and that's what you're currently reading. You are more than welcome. Mm-hmm. And I thank you all for understanding. October is just a crazy month, and I apologize. I didn't even realize. I started thinking about it. I'm like, oh, the show's starting in October. Oh my gosh! And then I looked and I was like, oh, so
Tina says that would be nice, Ro, as I wasn't able to read the Southern Sewing Circle because you had no audio. But then she's like, then I watched y'all discuss the books, and I don't think they were for me.
Same, Tina. Same.
And Purple Rain says, love the Southern Sewing Circle. The ladies of the circle have found a place in my heart. See, there's some people that absolutely love it. Yeah. Where there's people like me that's like,
I really love it. I agree, Purple.
I just think it's really funny, and it just goes to show you that even though you love an author, they can have a series that's just not, up to par with what you would like.
Yeah.
And I think that was that her first one. Because she did it under the other name, or
I don't know for sure. I feel like maybe it was the second, but I really don't know. I feel like maybe the Emergency Visitor Squad came out and then she wrote this one under a different name and then back, but I'm not positive.
Yeah. Well, it seems kind of like that one, and the Amish mysteries have a little bit more serious in tone, or they're not quite as funny as like her other series that are all like make you laugh and are really funny.
Yeah. I'm not sure where it came, Storm. You could, I don't know.
And Kay says, I forgot about the no chapters thing, and it's almost 400 pages. Don't know how that skipped my mind yet. Yeah, I've never read Dolores Claiborne. And I have a bunch, and it's funny because I have like over this way is like all Stephen King from like here, which is Richard Bachman, which is Stephen King, and goes that way is all Stephen King, and I haven't read half of them. I just collect Stephen King.
There you go.
And it's a habit from collecting him from whenever I was younger. Because
of course
I've had it. No, the book that I have, I've had for probably over 20 years, and I've never read it. This is the first time I'm reading it. It's just wow. It just goes with me everywhere. My Stephen King books just travel with me. Don't read them; they just travel with me. And Sharon says, up north here in Arizona, we can actually turn the AC off and open the windows at night.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, look, it's like speaking here. She is.
Yep.
Yeah.
She heard you
talking. Gee, I just tuned in. Y'all was talking about the crazy storm I posted about. What are the chances? It's honestly insane. We were all huddled in Sam's room hoping the windows didn't shatter.
That is scary.
Yeah, that was
really scary.
That was unbelievable.
And Anita says, when I was living in Phoenix, we had haboobs or dust storms, which would dump our patio chairs in the pool.
Mm.
And Anna says, it's supposed to get to upper 40s tonight, overnight here. Wow, that's cool.
Oh, that sounds delightful.
Yep.
That's almost getting too cool for me. And Sharon says, Phoenix felt cool when I was there yesterday at 105 instead of 118.
Wow.
It's crazy.
And Sonia says, the squirrels in my house surround me every time I walk out the door. I'm demented Snow White. And Kay says, my sister-in-law is terrified of squirrels. They were in her front porch. She swears that they were plotting to attack her.
They probably
Did they
were.
have a red balloon? No. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Anita says, all I can see is the newer Willy Wonka where Veruca gets carried off by squirrels. They're just rats, even cuter outfits, by the way. Well, that reminds me, because you said they're rats and they're, or whatever it is. I watched this one rat movie, a horror movie. I think it might have been called Rats. I don't know. Or Deadly Eyes or something like that. But I read like what it was about. They did like this, how they made it or whatever. And like all the giant rats were like dachshund, like little wiener dogs dressed up as rats.
Oh, that's funny.
And I was like, oh my goodness, that's because it was like I think a 1970s or 80s movie, so it was kind of funny that those are special effects.
Yeah, they did their best.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I missed one here. It says, I pictured Garrett and Snow White dressed leading the squirrels around the neighborhood.
Just tossing peanuts over his shoulder as he goes, so they follow him.
That'd be amazing.
I smell a Halloween costume coming on.
I was thinking that.
I tend to run into those gecko squirrels. They like, you don't want to run over them, but it's like they're trying to make you run off the road.
Oh my gosh.
I literally had one like running in front of me, and my cousin was laughing because I'm like, will you just get off the stupid road? And it run a little bit, and it stop and look, and it run a little bit, and I'm like, just get off the road. Go this way or that way, just get off the road. And it just goes straight down the road, and I'm like,
Not a care in the world.
you know.
The sand cranes do that here, and they will stop in the middle of the road and just stand for as long as they, whatever makes them happy. And,
What are they?
sand cranes.
Oh, sand crane. I don't know what I thought you said. That's why I'm like, wait, what is that?
You never know. In Florida, there could be just about
be
anything.
That's why I was like, wait, what is that?
There could be just about anything.
Well, I mean, beavers are our national animal, if you will. And I was driving down the road one time, and it was dark, and it was late at night, and this huge animal was in the middle of the road. I'm like, what the hell is this thing? And I pulled and stopped my car. There's nobody else on the road, and I looked, and it was a beaver. I had no idea how big they were. In my mind, they were the size of a raccoon. Oh, no.
Yeah.
They're like 5 times the size of a raccoon.
That reminds me of that commercial, where they're rafting or whatever it is, and they fall in the water, and they're like, "Oh, look at the kid." They're like, "They're not nice. They're not nice." And then they look back, and they're like, or whatever, and he's like, "Go, go, go!"
And I'm like trying to get this thing to like go and move off the road, and he's like,
You're like, shoo, go.
You probably definitely don't want it to get mad and whack you with its big old tail. That's got that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
hell no.
help me out here. Yeah,
The 1st of October. It was actually already scheduled for the 1st anyway.
I switched it.
I
When
think
we were
it's been that way
talking,
all along. It's been that way all along. Yay!
I said if I don't switch it now, when we were talking about it, I was going to forget to do it.
So October 1st. It's been like that forever. At least 2 words, and the title start with the same letter. And then on the 15th is a cat on the cover.
I thought when I picked that one, when I did the random thing and it came up with cats on the cover, I was like, well, that's perfect for Halloween, because a lot of the paranormal cozies and things like that have cats on the cover. So
Absolutely.
Seems like we get kind of lucky. Mm-hmm. I was like, let's get no, it wasn't a Rita Paranormal, but it was a cat on the cover. So I was like, and Rose says, yeah, I'll put a list of series 3 to 6 books so we can see who's read what, even newer series that aren't complete but have some books out. Yeah,
That's a good idea.
I'll make like a thread or whatever, and we can like people can toss out some ideas of what ones that they would like to read too, and we can just see. And Kay says, I collect King too, although I have read most of the ones I don't. And Cajun says, the Bachman book scared me. The Fog story, still hate Fog because of it.
Sounds creepy.
And Alicia says, I love the chat on the Southern Showing Circle books, but a different story.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Hi, Lou says, hey, y'all, better late than ever. Yeah. And
Kevin
Sonia
said
says, girls are jerks. I'll say it again. Rats with cuter outfits. And Sonia says, okay, Canada beavers are much larger than Missouri beavers. Then we don't.
Yeah, this guy. I don't know whether he was on steroids or what the situation was, but he was a big boy.
Competing in body competitions.
Like, honest to God, if I had hit him, it would have probably done some damage to my car.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Barbara said,
Turkeys are jerks.
Turkeys are jerks. One chased me. I threw a cigarette open. It would kick ass.
I don't know about all that, but also geese, man, because the university that I went to, there was a lot of geese, but when they would have babies, you wouldn't even be trying to walk near them, and they would chase you, and they were like, on it, and I'm like, I'm not even trying to get near your children. I don't even like kids.
One of the many things I remember from whenever I was younger, we had, like, I would say a non-working farm. My grandparents, they had they had cattle and all that kind of stuff. We probably had just about any kind of animal that you could think of and everything. And so we did have some geese, and I had this little puppy, and it wanted to play with the geese, and the little goose is like, no, I don't think so, and bit him on the tail. And that little dog was going, yeah, running around, and that goose was just holding on to his tail. Oh no. And that after that, because my grandpa would put all the chickens and all that stuff into a building, he would let them out in the morning and stuff. And that little dog would walk up to the end of the house, and he'd peek around. And when he saw that goose come running, he'd go, he'd hide.
I would run too, so I bit my tail.
Well, Canadian geese have 2 sets of teeth.
No.
That doesn't sound right.
I'm not kidding you. It's
animals.
People are like, oh, what are people afraid of in Canada? Like, is it brown bears? Is it moose? No. It's the Canadian geese because they're evil.
I've never even heard of such a thing.
And Dan says they have a resident possum, and my husband has discovered it likes grilled cheese sandwiches.
How does one discover this?
I'm going to say it's a possum, probably eat anything, but hey.
I'm picturing your husband, going out and handing the possum a menu. Is there something you'd like from the list?
Grilled cheese or peanut butter and jelly? Which do you prefer?
Oh, I discovered something today.
My friend Larry he's got outdoor kitties, because he has he feeds the outdoor kitties, but he also has the bigger outdoor kitties, and that's the raccoons that comes and eats cat food, because his wife puts, well, we got to feed the outdoor kittens. He goes, yeah, but you're not feeding the cats, you're feeding the raccoons.
Right. And no, you don't have to. You don't have to, because it just encourages other animals.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah. I only feed the birds during the winter if it's snow and stuff, and I feel like they're not going to get any, so I'll put out some bird seed. But then I learned, I put it out on like this little plate, and then my dad's like, yeah, that's like a smorgasbord for the hawk that flies through. And I'm like, oh. So I pulled my back here, and I'm like, yo, you're going to have to come underneath here and get it, because I never thought about it. But yeah, the little birds would land in there and then here come with a hawk. And
the hawk gets the bigger meal.
Yeah. And living in Florida, I've now realized, like, because the reason that alligators, when they get aggressive, it's because people will feed them, like throw them things, and then they get to where they expect food, and then they get aggressive, and you're ripping them out of there. Well, you've taught them, so like our as an example, our subdivision's still being built. And so like the workers will eat their lunch outside, and then they'll like throw their bread crusts. Well, then the alligators eat them, and they get used to, eating that kind of food. And then they, like I said, they get aggressive. And then in turn, we pull them out. And I'm like, well, they've been taught. I don't know. Yeah. It just bothers me. It's just.
I was talking about that the other day with some of my friends. I was like, about the alligators, and I said how, people are like, well, I don't like the alligator in my backyard. It's like, well, you move there.
Well, and especially like you bought on the, I get really annoyed with my neighbors for that reason. And I'm not talking about specific neighbors, just in general, like on the water. Cause like I'm right on the water, and people will call and have an alligator removed. And they're like, well, even if they just see it, they're like, I have children. I'm like, you bought on water in Florida. I'm just saying, like, you've come to their habitat. I don't know. Yeah. Tonight's not the night for, yeah.
And Kay said she finished another square during the chat, so that makes sense.
Yay!
Well done.
There you go. Good job.
And Jessica Lynn says, we have a squirrel that is about as big as possum. Don't know what it eats.
Other possums.
Right?
Sonia says, Barb, I have an uncle that got shot by a turkey. No joke. My goodness, I sound like so hillbilly here.
Wait.
I'm trying to figure out how I got shot by a turkey.
Can you explain further?
Yeah, please.
Inquiring
I know
minds.
it's 10 o'clock, and I'm like, wait, am I reading this wrong?
Oh my God, we're way up past Tiffany's
Yes,
It
bedtime.
is past my
Yes,
bedtime.
sir,
But I do have to hear how the turkey shot somebody, but it is way past my bedtime. I thought maybe I was hearing things for a second.
And Kay says we have pretty big raccoons here in Michigan, so I'm a little scared of the Canadian people. Swans are mean too, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I got chased and bit by a goose.
Yeah, they will
You know.
chase like.
And Rose says male beavers can range from 25 to 39 inches and 24 to 71 pounds. It's bigger than she imagined too. Yeah, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
And Anita says, when I was living on Long Island, we were chased by a swan on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
And Sony said, I love nature, but I don't want any of it to touch me. And she said, same, no thank you. And Sonia said, same. And Kay said, teeth? Real teeth? Or is that a metaphor?
They're not real bone teeth, but they have like these sharp, like collagen things or whatever they are, like this part of that kind of an idea on the
Sharp
inside.
enough you don't want to put your finger in there.
Pretty much.
And Lou says ducks and geese are mean. That's why they're called foul. It's cozy fun. So I'll see.
Nicely done, Lou. Nicely done.
Exactly, Sonia. I want to keep that relationship professional.
Mm-hmm.
And Cajun says, when I hopped up on painkillers when I broke my wrist, I bit my cat's tail in my face. So I was not responsible for my actions.
Oh my God.
Did you hear that comment?
If it didn't have Cage's name on it, I thought that was Barb who wrote that.
And Jessica Lynn says ducks can be nice though, as long as they don't feel threatened or feel threatening their baby. Yeah. And he says, I had rats break into my bag of birdseed left on the porch, and then we had rats to get into our subfloor.
Oh no.
That's
Oh, no.
Rose says, we have so many wild chickens around here. I learned not to feed them. No matter how cute the babies are, they will swarm you and try to attack my pets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I still think that is so crazy that in California they just got wild chickens walking around.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Tiffany wins alligators. No, thank you. Just
that's not even the big snakes, but they're normal. They're in the like.
Please, the turkey had a gun. We need more information, Mark.
I love the next comment.
Turkey got tired of being Thanksgiving dinner, so they armed themselves. So he was turkey hunting, and he shot a turkey and threw it in his trunk. He threw his gun in on top of the turkey. Now he's probably nipping the wild turkey.
Okay. We got it.
And Tiffany, I understand what you're saying and agree with you completely. And so when he drove home and then parked, opened the trunk, and light startled the not dead turkey, he started jerking. His foot caught the trigger, pulled it, and shot him in the leg. Oh. Okay.
That is a hunting story gone wrong.
He lived but almost lost a leg, and he quit drinking the wild turkey on hunts. Wow. Yes, that is a story.
That is a story, and he, you know,
got the giggles. Yeah,
I know.
And so I think it's some of my family members' parents or brother or sister was kin by marriage, not by blood.
That's the excuse you're sticking with.
My
Okay.
grandpa shot a deer, got his first he got a buck when he was out hunting, and he needed to go to the bathroom, and so he was squatting in the woods, and he grabbed his gun and he shot the deer. And
From that spot.
We're like, can we tell that story? Because he got his name because he was a senior at the time. Can we tell it? Because they wanted his picture. He had the deer and everything. I put in the paper, and they're like, if you tell them how I got that, I'll never talk to you again.
Oh my god,
That's great.
Like, oh
my goodness.
So,
I
yeah.
think it's too late.
We are almost to the end of the comments. It's close to Tiffany's making a giggle water. Yes.
Yep.
So, Tiffany, do you have anything cool coming up on your channel?
Sarah, I sent you a message. On Wednesday, I have an author interview. It was already scheduled when Sarah changed her dates, so I'm sorry I won't be at the sprints on Wednesday.
What time is your author interview?
At 7.
You know what? I will hold off this week.
No.
No. I don't mind. I don't mind. There's been a lot going on. I think I need the night off anyway.
If you need the night off, I didn't. I think that's what I'm going to do. When you changed it, so it's no big deal either way.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
It is with Olivia Matthews, who writes the Spice Isle Bakery series. She also writes.
I want everybody to be there for her interview. So,
does she do the peach?
She writes under. She also is. Her real name is Patricia Sargent, and she writes a ton of Harlequin intrigues.
Oh,
really?
Patricia Sargent.
Never heard of her.
She writes a lot. Maybe they're not Harlequin intrigues, but they're.
I will look her up.
How about you, Lee? Do you have anything coming out?
Tomorrow I have my anticipated new releases for October.
Oh, I can't believe it's be that time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
How about you, Sarah? Do you have anything? You said you got your daily vlogs. I know that.
Just vlogs.
Just vlogs.
Vlogs right now. Yeah, just the daily vlogs. Nothing else really planned. I'll see what else comes up.
I love the daily vlogs
during the week.
Me too.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, you're right. She does write for intrigue.
Yeah, I mean, So, she writes a bunch. So
I have a book haul coming if I just make myself edit. It's like one of those I need to look through it because sometimes I like fumble when I'm talking about the book that I hold.
Right.
To like knock that out of there. So it shouldn't be too hard to like.
I want to say I also from the vlog from last week, I did one entry, so I made it a 2-week vlog. And it seems like I always remember in the mornings. So the last 3 days have been in my car, like pulled up at my job, and I'm like, maybe Lee has taught me how to do vlogs. Because I always remember, I never remember to do it like right now, like at the end of the night, I'm not, and the next morning at work, I'm like, oh, well, and so they're in my car.
Yeah. Before we go, I have to know, does Steve not like you vlogging in your car to start your like vlogs?
He just likes to joke about it because it's like he just makes a joke about it. And then I made a comment. And then the last video that I had Bernard in with me, and he's like, "Great! I complain about the car stuff. Now I get cat videos."
Like, go make up your mind, Okay. So,
no, he just likes to, Steve.
Yeah. Well, I was wondering, I was like, is he giving you a hard time because you always do yours in the car? Because I'm like, I think the car is like the nice, quiet place to like start a vlog.
Right.
Whatever.
Exactly.
That's how every one of my road rage videos starts out. I just want to have a nice conversation, and then these people get in my way.
And here we go. That's a nice thing to say. It's like, thanks, ladies, for the sprints. Hope everyone feels better and have a great rest of the week. And with that, we're going to wrap her up because Tiffany really needs to go.
I do need to go to bed. Bye, everyone. Have a good night. Thanks,
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.